IT rule, IT Act questions part 5. Explain investigative framework. Investigative framework are a roadmap used to direct the course of investigation. They help us focus on our investigation on progress them from start to finish in a structured and orderly fashion. They that can be we can report and that our clients can understand. The core function of an investigator is to provide answers to questions posed by the client. They help us focus on investigation and progress them from start to finish in a structured and orderly manner. Version that can we can report and that our clients can understand. So that only makes sense to begin an investigation with a deep understanding of what the client's questions actually is to ensure that we gather the right information during our inquiry. The client is asking us to identify the individual who committed that act to provide a yes no answer to a question and if it is an act that is being committed. Selecting the correct framework of a given investigation will depend almost entirely on the purpose of the investigation itself. It is only after understanding the key points that a framework should be selected. It's important to remember that there are no hard and fast rules for utilizing framework during investigation. They are simply tools that investigators can use to make their life easier. Explain legal authorities under IT Act. Information Technology Act of India establishes on several legal authorities. Cyber Appellate Adjudicating Officer. These officers are adjudicate offences and investigate complaints. The state secretary is the IO for matters in the state where the claims of damages up to rupees 5 crore. Cyber Appellate Tribunal. This tribunal hears appeals of orders passed by the controller of certifying authority. This the government body licenses and regulates certifying authorities. CCA issues and maintains the security of digital signatures and certificates. The CAT has the same power as a civil court. Controller of certifying authorities. The government body licenses and regulates certifying authority. The CCA issues and monitors and maintains the security of digital signature and certificates. Root Certifying Authority of India. Certifying authority digitally signs the public keys of CAS in the country. Central government. This government determines the terms, qualification and experiences and conditions of services of the controller of certifying authorities. It decides the place of head office of the controller. What is e-commerce? What are the most important characteristics of e-commerce? E-commerce is the electronic commerce is buying and selling of goods and services. It can involve the exchange of products or services between business and consumers or both. E-commerce can take place on websites, mobile apps, and online marketplaces. E-commerce is a convenient and accessible, and it can be a profitable venture for businesses. Characteristics of e-commerce: convenient. E-commerce is available for 24/7, allowing customers to shop at their convenience. Wide selection. E-commerce stores can offer a wide selection of the products that than brick and mortar stores. International sales. E-commerce companies don't need to pay for rent, insurance, building and maintenance, and property tax. Lower startup cost. E-commerce companies don't need to pay for rent, maintenance, and property taxes. Global reach. E-commerce provides sellers with a global reach, removing the barriers of place. Quick delivery. E-commerce offers quick delivery of goods. Customer complaint. Customer complaints are quickly addressed. What's e-commerce? Explain modes of e-commerce. E-commerce is the online buying and selling of goods and services, which involves exchange of goods or services between consumers and producers or both. Business to consumer. Business to consumer is when a company markets its products or services directly to end consumer. Business to business. Business to business is when a company who markets its products or service. B2B consumer commerce can be broken down into two methodologies: vertical or horizontal. Vertical oriented business sells to consumers within a specific industry. With the horizontal approach, you are selling to customers across many industries. Business to government. Business to government is when a company markets its products and services directly to a government agency. Interacting with the government agencies differs greatly from working with other businesses or consumers. due to due to having to deal with bureaucracy. Businesses deal with, to remove much slower than on other sectors. Business to consumer, B2B2C e-commerce. One business selling products or services as goods to other companies. They are receiving business then sells to consumers. An example of B2B2C arrangement is when a wholesaler distributes sells merchandise to retail stores. Then the merchandise seller that then they sell the merchandise to the consumer to business. Typically, commerce strategies you are framed from the business perspective to start. However, models that start with the consumer include the consumers to business model that are gaining popularity.